Hey guys, it's Susan. Happy Tuesday. Hope you are having a good day so far. I wanted to come in here for a couple of reasons. First off, I want to thank all of you for the really kind comments that you guys gave me on the pictures from my spring speaker salon. And also when I updated my profile picture, it was about time I did that. It was my profile picture that I had was up there for a really long time. Anyway, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I got a lot of private messages too. And at some point, I'm going to come on here and talk about what that journey was like for me, because getting up on that stage and sharing my message, my story, was probably the most vulnerable thing I have done in a really long time. And going through that experience really has, hey Brenda, going through that experience really has changed my life. So thank you for that. The second thing is, today is the first day, the first Tuesday, that I will be coming in here at 12:30 and talking about issues that I'm really passionate about. As you guys know, I am a transformational coach, and I help people create and realize a bigger vision for their life. In other words, I help you do your impossible. That's why people work with me. They need help achieving a really big goal, not quite sure how to make it happen. So we sit down and I show them how it can be done. So I thought it would be really important for me to come in here every Tuesday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time and really dive deep into some of the things that sometimes I do a quick video on, or I put in a Facebook post, in the hopes of inspiring you guys to take action. So many of us don't take action. We see a motivational quote. I know this has happened to me. Used to happen to me a lot. I would see a motivational quote and it would really it would trigger something really deep inside of me, and I'd go, oh wow, I would love to do something like that. And then I do nothing. I don't think any more about it, but in that moment, it's like, oh my God, what if I could do something like that? I would, and then you don't. So using this Facebook Live once a week, I'd like to dive into issues like how to create your own life, because we are all in charge of creating our life. Talking about how to do the things that scare us, right? So many times we want to do something and we don't because, oh my God, what if I fail? Oh my God, it's really scary. I don't think I can do that. So talking about courage, talking about empowerment, talking about all the ways we hold ourselves back and how we sabotage ourselves from what we really want. That's a big one. How to think bigger, how to take inspired action, and how to keep moving forward so you can become the person that you want to be and achieve the thing that you thought was really impossible. So that's my goal, to once a week get on here and really dive deep into these types of topics, because I hear from so many people who will say to me, you know what, Susan, what you said in that live really resonated with me, and I could never do that. And that is simply not true. Something that, I don't know if you can see it on my phone, says, and this is what I see every day, show people what's possible. So I'm hoping that sharing my story and sharing some of the stories of the people I work with will inspire you to finally take action. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and this is the first step to everything, it's really one of the cornerstone questions that I ask people when I sit down and work with them is, or just to have a conversation, is, what do you want? And I'm always fascinated by the response that I get from the person sitting across the table, because it makes a lot of people squirm, really squirm. I'll ask, what do you want? And they'll say, they'll lean back, and they get uncomfortable, they'll fidget in their chair, and they'll say, get a number of responses, I don't know. And they're embarrassed by that they don't know what they want. I've had people say, if I tell you, I'm going to put the ball in motion, that it's going to disrupt my whole life if I share with you what I really want. I've had people say, that's a really selfish question. I would never ask myself that. I've had people say, you know what, if I told you, you're going to think I'm crazy. And I'm here to tell you that and give you permission that you deserve to ask yourself the question, what do I want? And answer it honestly. To those people who say they don't know, the reality is you do know, and you're afraid to admit it, maybe to yourself or maybe to me or to someone else. I know that when people have said to me, for instance, I'll say, what do you want? And they say, I don't know. I'll say, what do your kids want? What does your husband want? What does your boss want? What do your employees want? And they can answer those questions very easily. But when you ask yourself, what do I want? A lot of people are afraid to answer the question because it opens up a big box that a lot of people are really afraid to open up, because it means that they could potentially put the ball in motion and actually have what they really want. And when they have what they really want, it often means that you're going to disrupt the status quo. You're going to disrupt your current situation. And once you declare it and potentially go for it, your life will never be the same. One of the first times that I realized I was really disconnected to what I really wanted, or was afraid to share what I really wanted. And some of you have heard me tell this story before, that when Tom and I were first dating, we were going out to dinner and we were driving, and he says, so what do you want to eat? And I said, I don't care, whatever you want. And he literally pulled the car over and looked at me in the eye and he goes, Susan, what do you want to eat? And I couldn't answer the question. I hadn't eaten all day, but me immediately just deflecting whatever I want to him really was a symbol for how I acted in many areas of my life. I would go with the status quo in a meeting. I would forgo doing what I really wanted because it was just easier to let other people take the lead and decide what they want, and I would just tag along. And that was something that for most of my life I did. I just went with the status quo. And what I've learned over the last few years of doing a lot of the work that I do with my clients is we deserve to ask ourselves all the time, what do I want? And work hard to make those dreams come true. Work hard to realize our desires, because I have to tell you, I believe if we have a desire to do something great, we have the ability to make that happen for ourselves. And so by sitting down and asking ourselves, what do I want, is a really empowering question to ask ourselves and dive into, to do the work, to dive into why it is that we want it, and to work hard to realize it. So my plan for all these videos that I'm going to be doing is, at the end, I'm going to have a call to action. Because like I said before in the beginning, there are so many times people are like, oh, what you said was so inspiring, I'm really motivated, and then they do nothing. So today's call to action, very simple. Take out a piece of paper or bust out your journal. You know that I am a huge journaling person. I journal every day. And that really gets my head on straight as to what I want to accomplish and how I want to be, what I want to be, what my intentions are for the day, how I want to show up. So take out a piece of paper. Don't do this on your computer, right? I really find that there's something very powerful about putting pen to paper and asking yourself a simple question. What do I want? And that means for your life, for your relationships, for your health. What do you want to do before you die? What do I want to experience? How do I want to show up? What do I want to create for yourself? Right? What do I want, I should say, grammar. What do I want to create for myself today and in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? What do I want? And write about that. Put it all out there. Because the moment you put that down on paper, you are starting the movement of the universe making that happen. You're also allowing yourself to say, what if? What if I achieve that goal? And it changes everything. It changes everything. If I didn't ask myself many years ago, what do I want? I would still be home. I would still be very quiet. I would still be very afraid. I would still be really timid. People who knew me then, who now know me now, they're like, the transformation that has happened to you over the last 5 to 7 years is just astounding. I see it, and I know other people see it. And my whole goal is to show everyone that you can achieve anything you want if you're willing to ask yourself the question. First step, ask yourself the question, what do I want? And then start to go through the process of, how can I make that happen for myself? Because like I said before, you get to create your own life. You're in charge. It doesn't matter what happens to you, you're in charge of creating your own life. So, the call to action, again, bust out a piece of paper, break out your journal. What do I want? And everything that comes to mind, I want you to write it down in detail. That's your first step. And share it with me. Put it in the comments, or if you want to, private message me. Tell me what you want, because that means you've taken inspired action. And that is the whole point of these videos that I'm going to do for you once a week. So again, every Tuesday, 12:30, I'll come on here and share some things that I'm really passionate about in the hopes of inspiring you to create the life that you want. Thank you so much for watching. Who's on here? Let's see, Laura Ann, Erica, Vince. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're catching the replay, put it on #replay in the comments. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Bye.